Words cannot describe how excited I am. I'm actually nervous, so I have some liquid courage. Why am I so nervous? I'm just talking to myself. I really need to get my shit together here. I guess I will start by doing just the things that I normally do. And first things first, primer. This is the Smashbox Photo Finish Primer, Foundation Primer. It's the pore minimizing one. And as you can see, I use this quite a bit. So I need to squeeze some out. I'm going to squeeze it out on the back of my hand. And this is actually getting a little old, so it's kind of dry. But I'm going to be placing this in my main problem areas, which is basically my entire face. For foundation, I'm just going to be mixing two. One is the Covergirl Ready Set Gorgeous. This is actually probably my favorite foundation ever? No, not ever. And I'm going to be mixing that with my L'Oreal, what are you? Infallable Pro Matte in the shade 102 and the Covergirl is in the shade 105. So I'm just mixing those on the back of my hand, making a little foundation cocktail. Mix it up with a Q-tip. And then I'm going to bounce it around my face with my beauty blender. Does that even match anymore? Fuck guys, it's been so long since I have put makeup on. Not going to lie, because I work early morning shifts now. I'm talking like 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock in the morning. So I don't have the desire to wake up at like 4:30, 5 o'clock in the morning to do a full face of makeup before I go to work. So I haven't really had a chance to like play with makeup since I've been in school, aside from playing with makeup in school, which by the way, I probably should have disclosed this. I am currently in school to become a certified makeup artist. But yeah, aside from playing with makeup during class, I don't really get a chance to play with anything. It's a little yellow. Well, I guess I'm just going to have to work with it. So I'm going to do a little color correcting, and for that I'm just using my Maybelline Fit Me Concealer, and this is in the shade 10. And I honestly take the tiniest amount and I just go like right on the inner corner of my lower lash line where the majority of my purple is. I'm just going to blend that out to do some color correcting, and then I'll go in with like a highlighting concealer. For my highlighting concealer, I'm just going to be using the Tarte Shape Tape Concealer, and mine is in the shade Fair. If you follow anything makeup, you know that Tarte Shape Tape is like currently the end-all be-all concealer. It is quite full coverage. That's kind of why I'm dabbing it as opposed to like swiping and making a huge mark, but it is very nice. Like, it's hyped up for a good reason. To set all of that, I'm just going to use my Rimmel Stay Matte Powder, and this is in the shade Transparent. First, I'm going to set my under eyes because if not, they do become quite the creasy mess. And I know that some people don't set this concealer, but it honestly doesn't matter what concealer I use. I need to set it. Like the MAC Pro Longwear concealer, I have heard has a creaseless technology in it. I still need to set it. So that's just for my under eye. And I will set the rest of my face. I'm just changing brushes to this big honking thing. And it doesn't matter really how much of this I use. This oil production factory of a face will break right through it. Maybe not now, but give it a few hours. So I scrubbed my lips before I started filming this video, and I put some of this Cake Beauty Everything Balm on them, but because I'm also drinking wine, it's starting to come off, so I just need to reapply. That Everything Balm, by the way, so good. It's so soft and it stays on for a really long time, but I do really enjoy it. I got it at Generation Beauty last year, actually, in Toronto. Hey, who's going to that this year? I was looking on the Metro Toronto Convention Center website, and I was looking at the calendar to find out when it is, because it's not shown on the Ipsy website, and it's in June. It's like June 24th and 25th weekend. Who's going? Because I'm going. Let me know if you're going, because I think it'd be really cool. I love meeting people, like, from the internet. It, like, makes you real. For bronzer, I'm going to be using my Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer, and this guy is like so well loved. I've almost gotten rid of the entire like wave design that's in it. Thankfully, I have a backup. So yeah, just gonna use that and bronze up my face a little bit. So the thing about me is that I talk in a lot of different tones and accents, and I am very strange when I am nervous. I'm very awkward when I am nervous. It's very rare that I do get nervous, but when I do, my coping mechanism is making jokes. Whether I'm making fun of myself, which is usually the case, or just talking weird. That's my coping mechanism. Fun fact. Once I get used to doing this, I'll be better. I'll be less awkward, maybe. I don't know. Only time will tell. For blush, I'm going to be using my Tarte Exposed Blush. I also got this at Gen Beauty last year. So this blush is very neutral. It's pigmented to an extent. I feel like I'm really packing it on. It's looking a little nuts right now. Or maybe I'm just getting a little flush from the wine. For my highlight today, I'm going to be using the NYX Strobe of Genius palette. And this is probably top 3. I'm talking singles, and then this is a palette, so it doesn't really, it's not exactly fair that this is an entire palette, but either way, like, for drugstore highlights, I reach for this one and then 2 others. So out of all of the ones that I have. So this is top notch. I'm just going to be using a little fan brush and dipping into this shade over here on the corner. Putting that on my cheekbones. Oh my God, Shelby. Get your shit together. Okay, now you can't really tell that I put anything on. So what I'm going to do is spray my brush a little bit, and I'm just using this Maria Badescu facial spray. I'm going to spray my brush, and now I'm going to go in with the lightest shade over in the other corner, dip my brush in that, and then watch the magic happen. Fuck. Did I let you down? I think I let you down. I let myself down. That's better. Yeah. I think it's weird that even though I have oily skin and I want my face to mostly be mattified, that I put on the amount of highlight that I do. But I only want to be highlighted in like these places. I don't want to be highlighted everywhere, which is what my skin does to me. You know what I mean? Next, I'm going to be doing my eyes, and to prime them, I'm going to be using MAC Painterly Paint Pot, but I don't have the actual product. Like I didn't buy the thing from MAC, but I went in and I got a sample of it. But the thing about MAC and samples, I don't know if anybody knows this, they're so generous with them. This is going to last me for so long. So I'm very grateful for that, and that is what I'm going to be using to prime my eyes today. Taking a little bit of that Painterly. This is why I don't know what to say a lot of the time as I am doing my makeup. Aside from telling you what I'm doing, it's a hassle to fill up the silence. Now, to set that primer, I'm just going to be using the Stay Matte powder again, because if I just leave the Painterly on there, my eyeshadow will skip when I start putting it on. and it'll look chunky and patchy and it won't blend very well. So I wanted to set it with a powder before I go in with my eyeshadows. Now this, a lot of people have, I know they do. I have had it for a little while, maybe a couple of months, and I haven't used it yet. Because as I said, since I've been in school, I haven't put makeup on. I've legitimately put makeup on one time in the past 2 months. So I've had many products that I haven't used. And what better time than when I am filming to use this baby. It's so beautiful. I love the matte packaging. I love how enormous it is. I do believe I'll go in with this guy. Ooh. Like this guy right here. And that is the shade Innocent. Like over my anxiety when it comes to touching new products. Just gonna buff that into my crease with this fluffy brush. I haven't been talking at all about brushes as I do this. If you want me to, I can from now on. Next, I'm just going to try to deepen that up using the shade Whimsy, which is right next to the shade Innocent. So just that more orange-based shade. And with each deeper shade, I'm going to be putting less and less on. I'm just trying to make this kind of blown out. I don't really have an idea what the look is going to be at the end. Might end up a little grungy. And I'm thinking I will probably bring this onto my lower lash line and just kind of blow that out a bit too. I gotta say, for using this for the first time, these shades are hella pigmented. Like, I tap off my brush and there's still a shit ton of product that's coming off onto my face. I'm going to deepen up my outer V even more. And for that, I'm going to use this smoked shade. It's still on the top row, but it's just the darkest shade. Holy hell, okay. And then I'm just going to blend all of it with the fluffier brush. Because I feel weird with a completely matte eye, I'm going to wet my little brush here. This is the Luxie 211. It is a concealer brush. I love using these tiny brushes to put wet shadows on with, but I spray it, just using a little bit of that Badescu spray again. I spray my brush to intensify the pigment of whatever shadow I go in with. And for that, I don't know if I want to use Minx or Ethereal. I'll just stay with the top row. So I'm just going to go in with this shade, which is Ethereal. And with my wet brush, apparently these are, what, duochromes? Just going to go in with that and press that on my eyelid. Basically from the inner corner to the halfway point of my eyelid. Just to add a little bit more life back to the shadow. For my inner corner highlight, since there isn't one in here, in this Tarteist Pro palette, where'd it go? I'm going to use that NYX highlighter, the one that really made my cheekbones pop, this guy here. I'm going to use that on my inner corner. I'm okay with that. For my top lash line, I'm going to be using this Sephora Colorful Wink It Felt Liner. I think this was a mistake purchase, but I'm not returning it. And I'm also going to use it up. And then I think the next brown liquid liner I get will be Kat Von D. And I think I'm going to get Trooper in both the black and the brown, because that one is actually such a good liquid liner. And because I have so many others, I actually refuse to repurchase it until I'm through with my other ones. That was actually not too bad of an impromptu wing. Okay. I'm gonna fuck up the left eye. Guaranteed. There it is. Told ya. Oh my god, this is turning out amazing. And now, to fix that little fuck up, my lower lash, not really my lower lash line, but like on the outer corner there. Gonna go in with a little bit more of that smoked smoked shade and go under the liner. Then blend it out. And no one's the wiser. Lashes. My god, I forgot how long it takes. I'm just taking a loose pair out of my little House of Lashes thinger. And the pair that I'm taking is just a pair of Ardell Demi Wispies. Just gonna pop these on and I will be right back. Okay, so I've done lashes and mascara. And for my lashes, as I said, I just used the Ardell Demi Wispies. And for my mascara, I just used the Maybelline Lash Sensational Full Fan Effect Black Pearl. So the last thing I have to do is my lips. And for that, I'm going to use one of my absolute favorite products for my lips ever. Aside from that Cake Beauty Everything Balm. And I've used it so much that the label is completely worn off. But this is a Colourpop Ultra Satin Lip in the shade Alyssa. It is in collaboration with Kathleen and it is perfect. It's perfect. It goes with almost any look. So I'm just going to, I'm gonna take a sip of wine first, which I'm almost out now. The only problem actually with the Ultra Satin lips is that they're not transfer proof. So once I put this on my lips and it dries, it's not gonna stay there all day. It does move. But yeah, here I go. It's so beautiful. And it's so pigmented. Yeah, I think that's it. If you enjoyed this super long, super chatty video, thumbs it up. If you didn't, don't thumbs it down though, because I'll find you. And if you want to see more of my shenanigans, with or without wine, subscribe so you don't miss out. Thanks so much. I really appreciate it. Bye bye.